I'm at Bill Boorman, so I am the voice behind the True brand, really. Uh, I'm the community DJ for the True community, so we've created this Bullhorn Reach sponsored True San Francisco, which is great to be in San Francisco and the Valley, and it brings a certain type of thinking, I think. The main things that I've taken lots of snippets out of today. I live in this world, so I very rarely get kind of massive wow moments, but lots of different snippets. And the things that I would really take away from, one is the session that was run by Jerome from Smart Recruiters, which was talking about the problem of people not looking at unemployed and speculating and thinking about some of the reasons for that. I've obviously read this stuff, but some of the response of his survey, okay, relatively small sample of 100 people, but 100 people who are hiring managers, 60 of them said they would think worse of an unemployed candidate than an employed candidate, is that actually we're applying the same standards to recruitment as we did 2 years ago. I think when we had a buoyant market, it was natural to question why someone would be unemployed or in a gap. That wouldn't make them totally excluded from employment, but it ruled people out. It did make you really think you need to justify why that individual was out of work. And I think it's strange that given the current economy and the level of unemployment that we're still applying the same things as we did 3 years ago. I think some other reasons for that is that the fear of volume, although it's not completely true, the fear of volume means people put in filters which they know actually are meaningless, but they put filters into the ATS. I think the other thing is listening to people complaining about ATSs, corporate recruiters complaining about, they're talking about ATSs, talking about how that impacts on responses and stuff like that. Actually, I think as consumers you kind of get what you deserve. So I'm getting a bit fed up of the moaning about the applicant turn-off system and the ATS and all that kind of thing. They say, well, actually, you bought this and you accept it. You accept it because everybody's complaining. Very few people are doing anything about changing it. And actually, when you say, okay, what do you want to change it to? There's not a massive response in terms of, oh, well, we want to change it to this and we want to do that better. It's just looking at it and saying, well, applicant tracking systems have long forms which are too long, they take an hour to fill in, it causes loads of complication. When you start going, okay, well, whose form is it? Nobody kind of wants to own the problem. No one wants to put a hand up and say, actually, I'm going to take a bit of ownership to do something about that. So I'd like to see, moving ahead from this, I'm thinking a little bit more about the ATS, the selection process, the issue of unemployed. And I think also the thing to come out of that session, and it goes back to the True graduate stuff, is thinking about, I can try and influence through conversation the big issues and through blog posts and that kind of thing, but really anything that I can do is a drop in the ocean. But how can I affect my immediate community, the immediate people I'm connected with? So who else could I be helping in terms of their job search or get themselves organised? Who else could I practically be helping in terms of in terms of changing employers' minds? And the other thing about it is there's loads of grand gestures, loads of people who set up communities and set up big forums, big discussions, all that kind of thing. Actually, that's most of what everyone's doing is talking about stuff. So I actually want to do it quietly. I don't want to tell anyone about it. I just think about who I might be able to help, and you know, if I can help people and help some people get back to work or change some hiring managers' decisions, and I'm having an awful lot of hiring managers through what I do, then I'm going to feel good about myself, and that's a good thing. And that's my message for today.